faithful servant.
Amen.
He proves that not only on Sundays, but every day we get texts from him.
Yes.
We get prayer from him.
Yes.
We get love for him. And wherever there is a need,
Yes.
you will find Ron Bivins stirring somewhere
Exactly.
in the mix.
Amen.
And I just personally want to thank him for being not only my son, but also my son. You'll catch that on the way home. I want to thank him for being my son because he is a son in whom I am well pleased. And while I'm here, I want to thank Brother Lamar for opening up these doors again for Ron. And we need to support this hotel.
Amen.
He has opened doors for a lot of us that we would not be walking through had it not been for Lamar. And we've been following him all over Dallas. We're so happy that he's on this side, and we don't have to go to the other side to be with him. But I want to thank all of you all for turning aside tonight to encourage him in his run because he's in it to win it. He's just not running, but he's in it to win it, and we're going to see it through its fruition. So we're praying, Ron, for you that you don't get the big head, that you keep your feet to the ground and not forget from whence you have come. We bid God's choice blessings upon you as you run to win. Blessings on you.
Thanks very much to our speakers. As all of you know, we cannot do anything without MONEY.
Oh my God.
We try, and we have some things, we do some things, but it takes money in order to do anything in life. And so at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Aretha B. Whitaker if she would come forward and speak to you about support for our Justice of the Peace, Precinct 4, Place 1, Ron Bivins.
Wow.
Dr. Whitaker.
Good afternoon. You know, I really don't need a mic. Growing up in East Texas, out in the country, yelling across the fields. We're here for a very important person, Ron Bivins. So thank you for the campaign manager, one of those campaign managers. We're here, I know all of you are here, to support Ron Bivins. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Precinct 4, Place 1. You know, I've known Ron since he was about 12 years old. Met him at my church. He belonged to another church at that time. Working for the Lord. He's working in Baptist Training Union. And then, for a long, long time, we worked together in Baptist training. What do we have during the summer? And during the summer, we usually was in June. And Ron was working there also as a teenager. He worked as a teacher, also as a judge. He's a judge then. Judging activities for the Congress, Baptist Training Congress. He was a judge judging the activities. We had several activities and competition on the last day, which was on a Friday. And then, of course, later on, Ron John St. Philip's. And there he did many things there. We went downtown for prepping boxes, counting votes for elections. Until the last precinct was in, we were there. Probably 30 or 40 of us went there. And then, of course, Ron, somehow, he always knew a lot of people downtown. He's always around the courts. And we took a group of young people several times to different courts downtown for that experiment. And then, of course, we worked with Ron in the last 2 presidential elections. He was a precinct judge. And Ron knew what he was doing. So I have watched Ron as he developed into the man that he is today. He's truly a people person man. He's a servant. And I know that Ron is going to be the precinct judge, place 4, precinct 4, place 1. I know that he's going to be there. He's going to be the person who is going to be right and truthfulness and fair to all people. That's the kind of person he is. Now I know that Ron is going to be the next servant. You're here to support him. We have this card right here, and we want you to pledge something. Well, it's $1,000, $100,000, $5, $1. Well, I have pledged $1,000 to give Ron. And if God gives me more money, I give him more. So we want you to work with Ron for the next precinct judge in place 4, precinct 4, place 1. So we want you to look at the next person who's going to be a people's person. He's going to be fair to everyone, regardless of their culture and their ethnic group. He's going to be fair. We know he's going to be fair because he is doing this, God is within him, and he's going to see to him being fair to everybody. Again, who are we going to vote for?
Ron Bivins.
Who are we going to support?
Ron Bivins.
All right, the next precinct judge for precinct 4, place 1. So if you didn't get a card outside, get it, fill it out. We need more help, we need volunteers, we need a lot of help. So will you please fill out this card and work with us. We are a friendly group to work with. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. And now, I bring to you the people's person, our precinct judge for precinct.
This is an evening about Ron Bivins. It's not about me, but I need to tell you something about myself in order to tell you about Ron Bivins. I am an attorney, and I was the first director of the Law Magnet School at its inception. And the idea being that they wanted somebody who represented the profession and could be the link between the school and that professional community as well as the overall community. So I'm there, not really familiar with school district politics, but excited about being part of, 1, a desegregation effort, and 2, an experiment about exposing young people to the possibility of career in the law enforcement or public administration areas. And it was exciting for me because even at that age, not to put pressure on these young people, there's enough pressure on them already, but at least to give them the opportunity to explore the possibility of an ambition or an aspiration, or at least to find out, hey, I explored it, I don't like it, let me go somewhere else. So there we are, excited with the first opening of the day, of the school, and who shows up but your and mine, Ron Bivins. So Ronnie represented to me, he represented to me the epitome of what a student ought to be. Because he was filled with curiosity. He was filled with inquisitiveness. And it was a kind of healthy, show me, what can I absorb, how can I grow, and let's interact together. And so he became, to me, the symbol of our grand experiment in the Law Magnet School. And to say that I am excited tonight is an understatement. Because I was excited when I saw him again, this boy grown to manhood. Not 2 weeks ago, he stands before me in another fundraiser for another political candidate, and he says, "Do I know you, sir?" And my mind went blank. I go, "You have the advantage of me." And he said, "I'm Ronnie Bivins," and that's all it took. And I was beyond excitement. I immediately embraced him, and that instantaneous return to that day 35 years ago when he was our first student at the Law Magnet School. And my heart, my chest expanded almost to burst to see this mature man now saying, I can still make a difference, and I can do so in the justice court. And so my excitement then is shared with all of you, because it's your excitement if you get to be residents in the precinct that he will ultimately represent. Because when he speaks about truth, and he speaks about justice. And those are the things, those are the two planks that are most important in the foundation for our society. And we've striven through our history, our humankind, seeking justice. And maybe justice is not for this world, but we must continually strive for what justice we can actually attain. And Mr. Bivins is the ideal candidate for that journey. Thank you for giving me these few minutes to speak about a love object, because he is my love object. Thank you.
From the spiritual realm and heard about him from the educational poets. So I'm sure now that you do agree that he is a people's servant. He was serving back in the day when he was a little boy. So we can,
Good evening.
Good evening.
I would like to first of all say I thank God for this privilege and this opportunity. I thank God for life and what life has presented to me. Oftentimes we say that we have been dealt a bad hand, but I'm a spade player. I learned how to play with the hand you have. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but when you finish playing it, it always avails itself. I like to thank God for those that have come out tonight and out of your busy schedules or whatever you was doing. I appreciate you very, very, very much. Dr. Thompson, thank you very much for taking the lead. Pastor Phillips, Dad, I love you. Often when I was young, I often heard people talk about that God would be a father for you when your father was dead and gone, a mother for you when mother's dead and gone. I didn't understand really what that meant, but when you don't have a father and all of a sudden a man steps in place of a father, that's what that meant. So thank you, Dad, for being Dad. You'll catch that on the way home. Nevertheless, we thank God for this privilege. Dr. Whitaker, thank you very much. And Mr. Gustavo Gonzalez, who was the great principal, who I told him that, I can tell him. I had the privilege of going around the city sometime with Mr. Gonzalez, and he had done something very special for me. I never will forget it, and I thank God for you right now. But at that time, there was another young lady who was my teacher, actually. His wife, Ms. Eubanks Gonzalez. She stood and taught me how the waste treatment was put together and how the water come through to give us the water that we drink. She stood there and taught us on how they have zoning committees and that allows businesses or development to come into the city. I learned all this at the Law Magnet in her class in public affairs. But beyond that, I thank God for just giving me this road that He allowed me to go down. Now here I am tonight saying I am, as of March 4th, 2014, I will be the elect Justice of the Peace, Precinct 4, Place 1. Then on January 2nd, I will walk in that court. I will walk in that court on January 2nd, 2015, as the people's servant that you have elected me to be. The question has come out, why are you running? And why get out here and do these things? And I'm glad you asked. I saw that there was injustice done in this court. I saw that there was an opportunity for someone to come in that would not take the court and just say, this is my prestige position as a celebrity. But I saw an opportunity where a judge, a candidate, a elected official can actually get in office and work. Too much is going on in our city, in our county, in our state. We just witnessed what happened up in Washington. But it all starts right here locally.
That's right.
If you don't get this stuff in shape here,
Right.
whatever happened in Washington, you have nothing, you can't do nothing about it. So I said, I'll be the sacrifice. I'll present myself as the people's servant to submit myself out there to be the sacrifice of running for this position, getting elected, and then being the servant that God has chosen me to be. My desires in this court, as you've seen the map outside, it serves a big, long, vast area, but we're willing to conquer that. We walked most of it already, but we're still walking. But the thing is here that every one of those individuals, those constituents in this district, needs representation on that court. It's our desire to get on the court to bring about fairness, bring integrity to the court, as well as respect. Now, what are you saying, Ron? Well, I'm saying in this court, there's a lot of opportunities in reference to truancy. We want to make sure we do something about truancy. We don't just want to lock a kid up and put him in jail or her in jail. We don't want to just give the parent a fine. We want to make sure that we do something about the problem, and because something is being done, something is causing a problem. So we need to be at the problem, then we can stop the truancy and start graduating more students.
Yes.
That was a clap there. Because that's one of the things, we have a big dropout rate, and until we learn how to stop the truancy and get these kids to start graduating, we're going to have a big problem. The second part is in reference to small claims. Be able to listen to the case and judge a case based upon fairness. not prejudged, not based upon who's my friend. Amen. And not based upon who has the most money. But based upon listening to the facts of the case and making a clear, precise, concise judgment. Next, that's traffic tickets that go through that court. That's peace bonds that go through that court. So the question has been asked, are you qualified? According to the Vernon statute of state statute, yes, I'm qualified. I'm above 18. I'm a citizen of the county, and I'm a registered voter. But do you have a law degree? No, I do not have a law degree, but I've been around this forever. I served as in the DA's office as an intern while I was in school at the Law Magnet. I've been an intern in the Justice of the Peace Court for 2 years. I have learned the things that need to happen in this court. So I take all that I've learned, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and put it all together and make it a great thing, because it's a God thing with us. On this court, I'm not afraid, and I'm not afraid of knowing who I believe. God has brought me into it. Yes. God will lead me through it. Yes, He will. And God will place me on that court. Yes, He will. So tonight I say thank you. I do need your support. I do need your support. I do need your support to win this race. I'm not in this by myself because I'm carrying everybody with me. So thank you all very much for coming. Thank you for your support tonight. We appreciate you very much, and please eat up this food. Thank you very much.